When we say the downfall of TikTok, we don't mean the platform is performing poorly on a revenue and popularity basis. Actually, they are doing superbly on that front. TikTok has over 1 billion active users globally, with 80 million in the United States alone. Apparently, TikTok is a Chinese propaganda, and the US government is finally catching on. There are rumors of a ban, and this will definitely disrupt TikTok's finances and whatever the Chinese are plotting. But what are the shady activities? Let's explore that here a little bit. TikTok is now a major force in shaping popular culture in the West. Almost every popular song, meme, trend, and slang can be linked back to TikTok because so many people watch it. Other social media sites that used to set trends are now less popular compared to TikTok. In the United States, pop culture sets the pace for the Western world. What's trendy here often becomes trendy everywhere else. And that's why TikTok and its most popular users have so much influence. They're blending and spreading culture worldwide. TikTok has become a huge part of daily life, impacting people's culture and personal lives in ways we've never seen before. There is a suggestion that it's not just influencers or young people driving this cultural shift, but rather a foreign government with aggressive intentions towards the United States. In the present day, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has evolved into one of the most effective totalitarian regimes globally, having over 96 million members and is led by Xi Jinping. Under Xi's leadership, the CCP exerts control over every aspect of modern life in China. Xi Jinping's vision, termed the Chinese Dream, pledges the rejuvenation of China by the CCP's 100th anniversary in 2049. This vision relies on 5-year economic plans to solidify China's dominance as a global superpower. To achieve global dominance, Xi Jinping and the CCP aim to replicate the cultural control they have in China on a global scale. TikTok, with its sophisticated algorithm and massive user base, becomes a crucial tool for this agenda by collecting data on foreign citizens and potentially assigning them profiles similar to China's social credit scores. The CCP's strategy isn't entirely new. Many governments use investments to influence foreign culture, such as when countries like Qatar and the United Arab Emirates buy stakes in European football clubs to boost their image and gain support. However, this tactic often draws widespread scrutiny and backlash due to its overt nature. In contrast, the CCP takes a subtler approach. In 2017, coinciding with TikTok's launch, the CCP compelled Chinese businesses to divest from European football clubs, deeming these investments as unproductive. Instead, the CCP prefers less conspicuous methods of foreign influence. Over the years, the Chinese government has wielded significant influence over Western media and technological companies through its entities like Tencent. Based in Shenzhen, Tencent is among the world's top-grossing media companies with investments in major cultural pillars such as the NBA, Reddit, Spotify, Epic Games, and Activision Blizzard. The Chinese government leverages Tencent's ties to censor discourse on sensitive topics, such as the genocide against the Uyghur population and protests in Beijing. Tencent's extensive surveillance products have reportedly provided unprecedented levels of information to the Chinese government, aiding in controlling narratives both domestically and internationally. The reason the Western world hasn't taken more decisive action to limit China's interference in media and technology infrastructure lies in the complex relationship China has cultivated with Western nations. China projects an image of being somewhat liberalized to the West, which influences perceptions and policies towards Chinese entities like TikTok. TikTok has reportedly shown willingness to share more of its algorithm to avoid bans in certain US states, as seen in an article published by the Wall Street Journal. This approach aims to win allies in the US by offering transparency, such as allowing third-party monitors to check video recommendation algorithms for manipulation or unauthorized access by foreign actors. Since the 1970s, leaders of the CCP have maintained amicable appearances with global superpowers to ensure national security and economic growth. This approach has humanized the CCP in the eyes of the public, with leaders like Mao Zedong and Xi Jinping being seen along international figures. However, public perception of China in America shifted around 2018, coinciding with TikTok's rapid rise in the US market. As China cultivated friendships, it also pursued economic deals, with Chinese companies investing in Western economies and acquiring ports globally. China's influence extended to vital infrastructure in regions like Africa, resembling a form of colonization. The relationship between China and the West soured due to trade conflicts, with China increasingly framing the West as an adversary. Despite the global distractions like tensions with Russia and conflicts in the Middle East, China strategically positioned itself for greater influence. The ultimate goal of China's efforts, including economic and cultural influence, is preparation for potential conflict. China's defense budget exceeds $270 billion and continues to rise. The Chinese military is undergoing restructuring, recruitment drives, and enticing offers to former foreign military personnel, indicating preparations for enhanced military capabilities and potential conflict scenarios. TikTok's dominance as a social media platform in the United States holds significant narrative control in potential future tensions between China and the US. The influence of social media on political opinions has surged in recent years, especially as trust in traditional media declines. Mainstream news sources have faced criticism for prioritizing entertainment and profit over factual reporting. Contributing to the widespread skepticism, this vacuum for truth has been filled with misinformation, amplified by social media, which can create echo chambers and deepen social divisions. This phenomenon was evident in events like the Black Lives Matter protests and the Capitol riot in 2020, fueled partly by the spread of misinformation and diverse rhetoric online. Foreign entities capitalize on this environment, interfering in democracies by manipulating online platforms to advance their agendas. Dictatorships and autocracies use social media to sow discord and exploit vulnerabilities within Western societies. TikTok's algorithm is designed to engage users for extended periods, blurring the line between online content and real-life experiences. This design makes users more susceptible to psychological manipulation and ideological influence, which aligns with the CCP's propaganda philosophy of constructing role models. By controlling the algorithm, ByteDance and the Chinese government can promote specific content while limiting the reach of others, all without transparency. Creators on TikTok, even those familiar with the platform, are often unaware of how the algorithm functions. This lack of transparency allows ByteDance to steer users toward content that benefits them and their interests. TikTok's appeal to a younger, impressionable audience makes it particularly effective for shaping perceptions and ideals, aligning with the CCP's strategy of influencing public opinion and promoting certain role models. The distinction between China's domestic version of TikTok and the international version shows the platform is tailored to fit different agendas and audiences. This control over content's dissemination draws concerns about the platform's potential for propaganda and ideological manipulation, especially among younger users. In China, it emphasizes educational and patriotic content, showcasing individuals contributing to the greater communist good. Conversely, TikTok in the US often features content that appeals to dopamine-driven behaviors such as sex, vandalism, and crime, targeting a younger audience. The influence of TikTok extends beyond entertainment. It shapes aspirations and career goals. In the US, preteens aspire to become social media influencers, while in China, they aspire to be astronauts. This is quite a deliberate shift in shaping idols and role models, a strategy reminiscent of Mao's approach, but now used as a tool to sow dissent and weaken Western populations. TikTok has evolved into a lucrative industry, with individuals making careers and mainstream celebrities using the platform to maintain relevance. Major companies invest in TikTok marketing teams to promote products. This economic influence is advantageous for the CCP, as individuals and entities reliant on TikTok views may align their content with the algorithm's preferences. By controlling TikTok's algorithm, the CCP indirectly controls influential figures in Western society. This influence allows them to manipulate discourse surrounding China-related issues, amplifying certain voices while silencing others. Those who oppose or challenge this narrative risk losing their livelihoods or careers, creating a dynamic where economic dependence aligns with political influence. The widespread use of TikTok appears harmless and entertaining on the surface, with favorite TikTokers providing comedy, knowledge, and community without monetary cost to users. However, the version of TikTok represents the before picture of a potential Trojan horse. The global version of TikTok operates with a singular goal in mind: to serve the long-term interests of the CCP and aid China's ambitions of becoming a dominant global superpower. TikTok's rapid growth, with over 20% of all internet users now regular users of the platform, is part of a strategic plan to acquire users, generate revenue, gain trust, and maximize addictiveness. This growth positions TikTok as a global sleeper agent for the CCP, with the potential to influence global culture and narratives. TikTok and China's broader technological expansions represent the first move in a growing technological war. While physical conflict may be avoided, the battleground shifts to influence and culture. TikTok's power and influence over global culture make it a strategic tool for China to achieve its objectives, shaping narratives and perceptions in its favor. The US government, under President Joe Biden, views TikTok as a significant threat. The administration has already taken steps to ban the app on government devices and is pushing for a broader ban due to the concerns about data security risks. Recent reports have highlighted serious data collection practices by TikTok, with employees citing that data is accessible to a Beijing-based engineer known as Master Admin, highlighting the extent of data access accepted by users through TikTok's terms of service. It's indeed concerning to see the extent of data collection outlined in TikTok's privacy policy, including details like IP address, user region, screen resolution, operating system, app names, file types, and even keystroke patterns. This level of data access raises serious privacy and security concerns, especially given the potential for misuse or exploitations by entities like the CCP. So, if the US government places a ban on TikTok, it may be the biggest downfall we have seen in ages. We have come to the end of today's video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel to get updates on new content.